Hey guys,
Hey.
Hi, everyone.
we made it again, another edition, OpenLab. Thanks everybody for joining us.
Yay.
See people are trickling in. I got a good crowd, probably because of our guest, I'm guessing.
Yep.
That's my guess too.
Great.
So you're in someplace new, right, Andrea?
Yeah, I'm dog sitting for my parents while they're in Florida. So I'm coming at you live from Sheboygan,
I just
Wisconsin.
love that. You could just say that over and over. We should just work the word
Sheboygan.
Sheboygan into everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boing boing,
Every
sometimes
time.
it's called Sheboing boing. Shevegas. I'm in Shevegas. I like
Yeah,
Shevegas.
there you go.
I like that too. That's cool.
And Kim, I'll let you do the swag promo.
Yeah, guys. So as you know, if you've joined us here before, or even if you haven't and you're new, so we always have awesome IL swag to give away, but we make you work for it a little. So there's always a question you can answer in the comments to get a chance to have your name entered into the drawing. So as most of you know, today we recognize Veterans Day in the United States. Originally, it was called Armistice Day on November 11th, 1919, which was the first anniversary of the end of World War I. And then a congressional resolution was passed in 1926 to recognize Armistice Day annually. And November 11th became a national holiday in 1938. It didn't actually become Veterans Day until 1954. And unlike Memorial Day, where we honor fallen soldiers, Veterans Day pays tribute to all American veterans, living or dead, but specifically honors living veterans who served their country honorably during war or peacetime. So in honor of Veterans Day, this week's question is, are you or is someone you know a veteran? So just pop your answer into the comments section, and you can just say whether it's yourself or someone you know, your spouse, your parent, child, sibling, etc., for a chance to win. Please don't type anyone's last name in the comments. We just want to make sure that everybody's privacy is protected. But you can just say whether it's yourself or if it's someone you know, just, can type in their first name or just what their relationship is to you, like, my brother, my daughter, my son, anything like that. So, and from all of us at IL, a huge thank you to all the veterans out there, past and present, for everything that you do for our country. Really appreciate it. Once again, go ahead and answer that question in the comments. Are you or someone you know a veteran? And your name will be automatically entered into the drawing for a chance to win some awesome IL swag. And as always, we'll draw the winners' names at the end of the broadcast.
Yeah. And speaking of Veterans Day, a lot of places offer free meals as a way of thanking a vet. And one in particular is Texas Roadhouse. So you can stop by any of those if they're in their area. And speaking of Roadhouse, a little known fact, Sam Elliott, he also served. He played Wade Garrett.
Of course he did.
In the classic cinematic wonder called Roadhouse. And he served in the California Air National Guard. So before he got into acting. But we should get right to it because our next guest has been with us before. And she's always draws a good crowd. So Cyndi, welcome to OpenLab. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me. Appreciate the chance to be here.
Hi,
how is everybody?
Good,
Hi,
good.
Yeah, real good.
So we brought you on to see if we could get some tax tips or end of year planning for tax time from you, and some things maybe that people kind of forget about it until the last minute and probably shouldn't, or something like that. I'm sure you run into that quite a bit in your line.
Yeah, and in my blog that I am doing for you all this month, I took that topic and I tried to make it into bite-sized pieces that people could start doing now, because I think part of the problem is we wait until it's this big, huge, overwhelming task, and then we have to carve out a whole weekend to work on getting our tax stuff ready. So I tried to break it down into like 15 small steps that you could start doing now, and that would put you way ahead, because nobody wants to be sitting there right after the holidays or while our kids are home from school trying to start working on this stuff. So I think there's some things that people can start doing now to start getting their information ready. And so I go into a lot of detail on the blog that's going to be coming out. I forget when you all publish it, but I'm working on it right now. Our team is finishing it up. But I think one of the first things that people can do now is they can make an appointment and see their tax preparer, because if you wait until after the end of the year, then your options are a lot more limited. So if you can get a few of your documents together so that you have a general idea of how this year looks compared to last year, and then call your tax preparer and say, okay, this is how things are shaping up for me. Is there anything I need to do now to prepare so that if there are options that I have to take before December 31st, I've already got those in the works and can make it happen, so that you've got the most amount of time to prepare for what you're going to eventually owe next year. Some things have to actually be done in the year. There are other things that can be done after the fact, but there's some things that need to be done in this year. So making sure that you've thought about those things is a step you can take so that you don't miss that opportunity.
What's the one thing that has to be done, like in the current year? That
well, if you are if you're making some purchases, if you know that there are purchases, say for example, you know you're going to have a big profitable year, but there are some things that you want to buy that you know you have the money to buy. If you want to go on and buy them in this tax year, then you can make those purchases this year to bring down your bottom line a little bit.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you can't do that January 5th. You have to do it in the current year. And if you have the opportunity to change the timing on when you get paid for things, like if you are going to have a very profitable year and you want to say, I'm going to wait and get paid from that supplier, then depending on how your tax basis is, if you can put that off and not receive it, if you're on a cash basis, you can delay that payment coming in, and that puts the money into next year. Now you may have a worse problem next year, so it's not always the best option, but something to think about anyway, to be strategic about it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
See, and if you have any questions for Cyndi, get those into the comments, and we'll get her to impart some knowledge for you. So
Absolutely. Don't be shy with the questions.
yeah, we're just checking to see if there were any yet. But so you'd mentioned like in previous visits with us, using your check register or your bank account along with InventoryLab to kind of make sure you have all of your costs, everything is kind of matching up. I suppose that's not something you need to do in the year, you can do after, but
yeah, I think, one of the things that people can go on and do now is make sure that they've got their documents in order. So you should have at least 10 months at this point of bank statements. Make sure you've got those downloaded in a folder, or if you're using paper, you've got them in a file folder so that you know where things are and that they're organized. It's real easy with online banking just to go in and do a mass download and put them in a folder. You can go on and have all of that done for all your credit cards and all your bank accounts in a folder. You still have a couple of months to do, but that can be done quickly. So you can take just a few minutes now and get that structure set up in your Dropbox or however you keep your file folders, and then pull those statements in there, and it makes doing the little bit that you have to do after the year end easier, because you've already got it set up. You know what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, it looks like you have a fan there, Arthur.
Oh, thank you, Arthur. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that is a very good book, Profit First.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
And as part of, you do have a bundle that you're a part of coming up as well, right?
Yeah, it's actually ending tonight or tomorrow.
Okay.
So if that's of interest to folks, it's an incredible deal. Our course is in there. I've had a couple of people write me and ask, was it condensed and did you get all the resources? It's the same course that we offer on our website year round, but it is as part of this bundle, they we have to discount it very heavily for it to be included. And so everything that you would normally get is there, along with all these other courses. Mike McCallowit's got a new book out on marketing. He's got an online course in there. There's several different ebooks and courses that are available for a lot less than what we normally sell our course for. So it's a great opportunity. If online learning is, I mean, it's not for everybody, but if online learning is something that you feel like is a good fit for how you like to learn, there's a lot of great stuff in that bundle right now.
Yeah, it's like you're saying, your course is in there, and I mean, for the cost of this bundle, it's less than actually you'd pay for the course normally.
Yeah.
Plus you get all these other topics, attracting customers, products that offer them, scaling.
Yeah,
so that's
a lot
pretty
of
cool.
a lot of good stuff in there.
Yeah, last year you were part of it too, and it was a really good value, I thought.
Yeah, this is the second year, and I was really excited that they asked us to come back again, and so I hope a lot of people are taking advantage of it.
Yeah. As far as some of your clients that use InventoryLab, you know, we kind of wanted to talk about the reports too that they would need for their tax preparer or, you know, accountant.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just share my screen here. So one of them I know is obviously is the profit and loss that we have here. So you want to make sure that you know, you get the yearly view. So change it up here and then click view because it just defaults to the last 30 days. But that's kind of where everything feeds into, is this report. Are there any other sections? I'm assuming probably like inventory valuation.
Yeah, the inventory valuation. You know, the thing that you're going to want to have is your inventory valuation at the end of last year, which you should have from your tax return, and then you'll need a new inventory valuation from this year. And people need to be sure they're paying attention to not only what's in Amazon, but what they may have in transit or what they may have in a warehouse or garage. And I know they can go in directly into InventoryLab and add those items that are, you know, in an offsite storage. But don't forget to do that, because you want to ensure that you have everything accounted for. It's a good idea to around the end of the year, go ahead and do some kind of physical count on what you have on hand. Make sure that the valuation that you have on what you have on hand matches what you have in InventoryLab or what you actually paid for things. One of the things that we see with our clients a lot is they don't always put the value of the price value or the cost value in InventoryLab. And when we go to make entries based on the data in InventoryLab, we have to go back to our clients and ask them, okay, well, you added this product, but you didn't add a cost. So you can do that now. You can just go make sure everything that you've sold in the year, you've got a cost value on. And if not, do the research and get that put in there, because that's going to hold you up if you don't have your cost data in there.
Yeah, because as soon as you add the cost in here on your inventory, it'll filter through to your sales and profit and loss and all of that. It's fairly quick after you add it to your inventory. But yeah, that's a good point. Get those buy costs entered, especially for the inventory valuation, because in ours, it's a snapshot. So it's going to take that value as of the last day of the year, but so you can't add your costs in retroactively. So that's the one thing you want to make sure before
That's a
the end
great
of the
point.
year.
Yeah,
To have those entered. We have a couple of articles that show how to do it. You know, you can back up or do it if you've missed that date, but it's, you know, it's a process, so not as easy as doing it beforehand.
And if I remember right, I haven't done this in a little while, but if I remember right, there's a real easy way to filter your reporting, so you can just look for the ones that have a zero buy cost in there, so that you can easily see the ones you need to work on and just start clicking them off and getting them fixed.
Yeah, you could just sort, like on your inventory page, sort by the cost and it'll
Yeah.
filter the ones up top that have no buy cost. There's also some advanced searching, like on sales. You could find that if they were like inactive or they were archived. You can go to advanced search and just has no buy cost, and that'll show all the sales that have no buy cost, and then you could add those in if you didn't have the inventory still showing in your inventory page.
Yeah, that like you said, it's easier to do it now before the end of the year, and it's the kind of thing. It may take you a little while. I know some of our clients sometimes they have some products early in the year and then they don't have them later. By doing monthly true ups to their inventory valuation, we catch those month by month. So, but if you haven't done it all year, it can really be a project to go back and work on. So. It's not too early to start to get that sorted.
When it comes to taxes, I always procrastinate. I
Yeah,
kick myself every year too, but
I don't think you're the only one. I think you're probably
He's not.
the majority.
It's definitely not.
I've been known to file an extension or two, to be honest.
It's nobody's favorite thing, even mine. It's not my favorite thing. Well, our firm doesn't do taxes. We had the option. I'm like, nah, let's not.
Oh, okay. You just get everything together, and then they
Yeah,
take it
we
to
do.
a
We get
CPA.
everything together for our clients, and they work with their own tax preparer. So
Oh, gotcha.
Andrew's got a puppy.
Yeah, he won't leave me
Oh.
alone. So time to say hi.
He likes taxes.
He loves taxes. This is little thing that lives up to his name. So
Oh, cute.
So Robin had a question about, we can demonstrate this later, Robin, but I use InventoryLab for Amazon inventory. What's the best way to keep track of eBay inventory purchases and sales? You do want to keep track of obviously the income and the expenses related to those somehow, but I mean, you can put those in other income and other expenses. Just manually put those in under the accounting tab. If you want to keep track of your inventory itself, you can put those in unlisted inventory, and then you could put a tag on them saying, maybe it's an eBay. It could be an eBay item, or I suppose Etsy even, or pretty much anything. But as far as adding the income and expenses, you have to add those in manually. Is there anything special about like those other marketplaces, Cyndi, that you can think of that they would want to make sure to keep track of? Just the income and then what it cost them to sell it?
Yes, it's easy to look at your bank account and say, okay, well, this was my deposit, and think that that's your income. But typically, those deposits are net of fees. So the correct way to do it would be to look back to some kind of settlement report that you can pull off of the other marketplace to see what your total revenue is, and then what your fees are. So when you're entering it in InventoryLab, try to tie it back to, I would have a couple of things happening. One, I would have the report for the month off of the platform, the sales platform, and I would compare what the platform report says, what my income is, what the fees are, and then what my deposit is. I would look to be sure that deposit shows up on my bank account that way. And if it is, you just check that off. You know that you got the money the way they reported it out. But then when you go to take that information from the report to put it in InventoryLab, you would have the total sales going into the income bucket, and then their fees going into the other expenses bucket. And so that would be the correct way to do it, so that when you take it to your CPA, they've got everything they need to put the proper income. Because if you just look at your bank statement and pull that deposit out, you've understated the amount of revenue that you've received.
Gotcha. Yeah, good point. Because the proper way to do it is get the income and then deduct the expenses, so you're showing the expenses.
Correct. Because if you get some kind of 1099 1099K, I think it is. If you get your 1099 from that sales platform, you want to tie as close as you can to the way they report it, and they should be breaking all of that out for you.
Okay.
And that's what they send to the IRS. So you want to be, you want to match what they're getting to the IRS.
Gotcha. Let's see. If you have any questions for Cyndi, she's got a few more minutes here with us. Get those in the questions box.
One thing that folks can be working on now, as you know, I'm happy to answer questions, but I'd like to get people thinking about their 1099 forms. If you are paying people to help you, if they're subcontracting to you, or if you've had people doing graphic design work, or maybe they're writing content, you need to make sure that you collect from them a W-9, which is a form that just says what kind of entity that they are. And if they are not a corporation, and I go into some detail on this in the blog that I'm working on for you all, but if they're not a corporation, then you are required to send them a 1099 that says, I paid them over $600 and whatever that amount is. Now, if it's under $600, you don't have to worry about it. And if you paid them, and this doesn't usually happen, but say they were a blogger for your site and you paid them by credit card. Credit card payments through your business, the credit card company is actually required to send them a 1099 if they meet a higher threshold. So, but if you're paying them by a check or cash, then you're required to file a 1099. And that's really one of the big deadlines that in our industry we face, is getting all our 1099s out to our clients' vendors by the 31st of January. That's when they're due. So you don't have till April to get that done. You've got January 31st to get that done. Hopefully you don't have very many, but you need to be aware if you do and get those sent out. And there's some great online filing services. The one we like is called Track, T-R-A-C-K 1099, where you can just go in and put the information in and they file it electronically, both to the IRS and they mail them by email to your vendors. And they're not very expensive to do that way. But it's something you need to be thinking about now, because January 31st is going to roll around really quickly. And it's you may have to collect a W-9 from this vendor. You can get that from the IRS website. Just search, IRS W-9. And if you can just download the form and send it to your vendor. If they come back and they've checked the boxes that they're incorporated, you don't have to worry about it. But if they're an LLC or a sole proprietor, you are required to send a 1099 that you paid them for their services.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't give you a lot of time into January.
No, it happens. We started working on this for our clients about a month ago to be sure that they had all of their vendors documented, that they had the W-9s, that we could run a preliminary report to see who was subject to having to pay or having to file, because we can't wait till the end. It's too much to do at the end.
Yeah.
Looks like Daniel has a good question. Sorry. Daniel's wondering, would they need to send our prep center a W-9?
I would. It's always an easy thing to do, to send your prep center the W-9 and for them to write back and tell you whether they're incorporated or not. If they are, then you don't have to worry about filing that 1099. But if they're not, then you've got something in writing to show that, yes, you need to go through that step. So it's an easy thing to do. You can just go on, do a Google search for IRS W-9 and forward that form to your prep center. They've got people that are used to handling it, and they should get it back to you right away. And then you've got peace of mind and a document saying, okay, I didn't have to worry about this, or that you did, and you got something to be getting together.
Sure. Yeah. No, that's a really good question.
Yeah, in January. It used to be that that you had till the end of February, but about 2-3 years ago they moved it up to January 31st. So it comes around really quickly right after the holidays.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Think about it now. Thanksgiving's in 2 weeks. So
Yeah. Yeah, and then will be Christmas, and it happens all in a hurry this time of year.
yep. Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Do we have time for one more real quick from Arthur? He wanted to know about CPAs that specialize in reselling, Amazon, eBay, etc. Do you have any recommendations for those CPAs? Or
Yeah, I do. How's the best way for me to get that to you? He may not want me to giving his name out. How many people
Arthur,
might call him?
how about Arthur? If you want to email us at support@inventorylab.com, we'll forward your email to Cyndi, and she can get that info to you.
Yeah, I'll be happy to. To give you a recommendation of somebody who works with a lot of our clients and really has a lot on the ball. He does a good job.
I'll put that in the chat there for you, Arthur. So, yeah, just email us there, and we'll get that so you can get a list.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Cyndi. I know you got another meeting here coming up in a couple of minutes, so I just wanted to thank you for joining us. Appreciate the time and short notice and all. So
Yeah, happy to. Always fun to be with you guys, and I don't know when when the next blog comes out, but I hope people will look for it, because I've got like 18 small baby steps you can start doing now, and
That's
that'll
great.
put you on the right path to be ready for January. And hopefully January won't be this big, huge project. So everybody can come help you, Jeff, get yours done, right? Because
yeah, exactly. Mine's pretty simple these days, so I'm usually pretty good. But yeah.
Okay,
right.
guys. Well, thank you
Thanks so
so
much,
much.
Cindy.
I'm gonna jump
All right.
off.
Always great to
Have
see
great
you.
holidays.
Take
Take
care.
care.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Yeah, that was good.
That was good. Nobody wants to think about taxes, but
Yeah.
Daniel wants to know, where do we find your blog? So you can go on InventoryLab website, and we have a link for our blog right at the top of the page. And so any guest blog from Cyndi will be, on there. But if you want to go directly to Cyndi's website, it's bookskeep.com. And she has a lot of great blogs, right on her website too, that you should check out. Especially for this time of year, she's got a lot of stuff about Q4 and taxes and what you need to do to prepare for the next year. So definitely go to either one of those places and check those out.
Yeah, she's got a lot of good info.
She really does. Yeah. And she's always great. I mean, she's always got so much information to give, and it's always nice that she's always available to work with us, which we appreciate.
And Karen, yes, if you want a CPA recommendation, feel free. We'll anybody that wants one, send them to us, and we'll forward that to Cyndi. So
absolutely. Rather than have this person's name kind of thrown out there in a public forum, this way Cyndi can give him a heads up and maybe send some people his way. So
yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Shoot us an email.
All right. So, we mentioned during the tax thing about the valuation, kind of showed that. And then the profit and loss, get those buy costs entered for your inventory. And, one thing I didn't go over was you want to make sure that you go under accounting and disposition management and make sure your, returns are marked correctly so that the buy cost is adjusted, because that's going to alter your cost of goods sold. So you want to make sure that stuff is done. This can actually be done, after year end. It's not time sensitive like the inventory valuation, but that's something to make sure you take care of. And there were a couple of articles I wanted to point out under the accounting. So if you go to, I'll show you to get there, you go to Resources Help Center, and then go to Troubleshooting and Accounting. There's one here, if you didn't enter all your buy cost before December 31st for inventory valuation. And if you weren't a subscriber as of the end of the year, so if you're coming into this like in January, we have a couple of articles that walk you through how to get those values that you need if you're going to use the accrual method or the hybrid method for your taxes where you need that inventory valuation. And then the other article to point out, this one we usually get this, why do my Amazon gross sales not match InventoryLab? We explain why, and it's because we count the sales once they've shipped. And then that all plays into this, how do you compare InventoryLab to your 1099K? So look under troubleshooting accounting and we have those articles there. And that'll walk you through those steps. So, all right, I'll toss it over to you, Kim.
All right, and to everybody out there, I just want to apologize about the lighting situation. I was just telling Jeff and Andrea on the side that my ring light died, and it gets dark here now, apparently at 4:30. So I'm not trying to. This is not like atmosphere, setting a mood or anything. This is literally just I'm in a room that just doesn't have great lighting. So
Kim's in her corner and it's dark there. Is that
they're right? It is very dark in Kim's corner. That is right. So today I just wanted to touch base with you about Amazon FBA. So if you're not familiar with FBA, it just stands for Fulfilled by Amazon. So when you sell on Amazon, you have the choice of being a merchant fulfilled seller, where you just pick, pack, and ship your own orders, or you can have Amazon do everything for you from one of their warehouses. So here are just some things you'll want to consider if you're thinking about selling FBA for the first time, or if you're, currently doing merchant fulfilled and you're just thinking maybe you should switch over. So the first thing you need to figure out is whether or not FBA is a good choice for your business. And you might want to consider FBA in the following scenarios. So if you have light or small products that won't cost a lot to ship to Amazon, if you sell a high volume of inventory and have fast turnover, if you just don't have time to pick, pack, and ship your own orders, if you just don't have, a good portion of time that you dedicate solely to that business, FBA might be a good option. If you want your customers to be able to utilize Prime shipping, and if you want Amazon to manage your customer support. So if you're using FBA, Amazon will handle all of your customer support and all the customer service issues that you might have. On the flip side, you might be better off fulfilling your own orders under other circumstances. For instance, if you don't want to pay the extra fees to Amazon, if a lot of your inventory is heavy or bulky, if you sell custom or handmade products that you would prefer to pack and ship yourself rather than to send off to Amazon and hope that nothing happens to them, if you want complete control over your customer service and support, if you already have logistics in place for your business, or if your products have a slow turnover rate. And then some other things to keep in mind are if you do seem to have a mix of circumstances when it comes to your inventory, you can always do FBA and FBM. For example, let's say you specialize in selling outdoor gear and you could potentially have a wide variety of inventory. So maybe it makes sense to sell the smaller things with fast turnover through FBA. So things like outdoor tools, compasses, camping utensils, etc. But then if you also have larger, heavier items like, an inflatable kayak that aren't as cost effective to ship to Amazon for fulfillment, in that case, you could use FBM just for those specific items. If you do choose to use FBA, just be aware of all the extra costs and fees. So in addition to the regular fees that Amazon charges all sellers, regardless of whether they use FBA or FBM, Amazon also charges fees to cover the costs of picking, packing, and shipping your inventory, and that's per unit, as well as monthly storage fees. So you just have to calculate what would be most cost-effective for your business. And just something else to keep in mind is typically FBA items are likely going to rank higher in search results. So those are just some of the basic things you need to consider when deciding whether to sell FBA versus FBM. And you can find out everything you need to know about both right through Seller Central and Amazon University.
Yeah, those are good points.
I love Seller University, even for seasoned sellers, and they're always updating it. I believe they just updated their guide with all the new policies, and stuff. So it's always really good to like check out Seller University to see like what has changed, because there are probably a lot of things that have changed since the last time a seller may have logged in and accessed it.
Right. And you guys know how Amazon changes things at the drop of a hat, usually sometimes with no notice.
Yeah.
So, and shout out to Chrissy. She loves the new look of my corner. She says
Yeah.
it's moody chic,
Very chic.
which it totally is. Yeah, I meant that. I meant to do that. Oh, and
Totally
if my son
planned.
is still watching, I'll give a shout out to him. I typed hi in the comments, but hi, Wyatt.
Hi,
Oh, did I miss
Wyatt.
that? Hey,
I don't know
Wyatt.
if he's still watching or not. Probably got
He was-
bored right after he said hi and left. So
He's on to Twitch now. He's watching
yeah.
something on there.
Yep.
All right. So product updates. We do have a purchase toggle now. So, you know, I didn't do it's been so long. I forgot to put the old product update banner up there. Let's see, while I get ready, it's a good stall tactic, but yeah, so let's share here.
And for those asking if this is going to be posted later, if you came in late today, we will be, I think, when's the earliest our live stream is available for replay? I think it takes like about an hour or so.
Yeah, about an hour on either
Just to be
Facebook or
safe, yeah.
YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, just to be safe. So yeah, you can definitely check out, if you missed the beginning with Cyndi Thomason, you can check us out on our Facebook page or directly on our YouTube page. It will be underneath OpenLab replay. You'll see it. So
great. And if you also are joining us late or for the first time now, just a reminder, if you want a chance to get your name entered into the drawing for IL Swag, just answer our question in the comments section. Are you or someone you know a veteran in honor of Veterans Day? And again, we just ask, don't put anyone's last name, first name, or just mention who the person is, like what their relationship to you is. But if you want to go ahead and pop your answers into the comments section, your name will be entered into the drawing.
You know what's funny? Karen Cross commented that her son Adam is serving, and it's really funny because my mom's name is Karen, and I have a brother named Adam who's currently in the Marines. So I thought that was really funny.
That's really something.
Is that my mom? But no.
Yeah. That's funny. So yeah, the activating or deactivating the purchase date toggle. We need to have the purchase date so we can correctly calculate your first in, first out accounting for your buy cost. So you can have that default now, so you don't have to enter it each time, and then you can go back in later and adjust it if you need to, but it'll default to today's date. So what you do is you go to click on your name, settings, and then under the general page, scroll down to inventory management, and then you can just turn that on or off. It'll default to today's date, and that'll work for imports of buy lists as well. So that will take care of that. And also note that if you have it set to remember last entry in your list settings, even if this purchase date is enabled, the remember last entry is still going to be used. So it'll default to that last purchase date you entered, even if you have this turned on. So watch for that. So, all right. Let's see. We have just a quick one for Tales from Support, and then Andrea can do the news. We found this in some of our test accounts that Amazon accounts are, oh shoot. See, I'm off my game today. I forgot my favorite. Can't believe I forgot that. Jeez. So anyway, yeah, so if you have an Amazon seller account, but you haven't sent things in a while, or maybe it's been paused for a little bit, Amazon could have made you inactive and not informed you. That's happened to us for a couple of our test accounts. We just lost access and the fees weren't going through and that sort of thing. So all you have to do is log into Seller Central and click up here on the little gear icon and go to account info, and you'll see a message. Or if you click here on the little question mark, that should have a message for you if you're finding that things aren't getting synced over. Check that first. And it's usually you just have to verify your ID again. Pretty simple to do, but it'd be nice if they actually sent you an email for this. It goes back to what you were saying, Kim, where they aren't exactly the most informative when they change things. So that also is happening. So just in case that happens to you, that's how you fix it. Just check for a message from Amazon and take care of what they want. So, all right, without further ado, coming at you live from Sheboygan,
Shaboing boing.
Sheboygan.
Amazon
News with Andrea.
Yes, we have a few new news items actually. First, they finally announced that Amazon will now be accepting Venmo payments.
That's huge.
It is huge
Yeah.
because they don't even accept PayPal, but they're going to accept Venmo. So I
Yeah,
thought
isn't
that
that
was
weird?
super interesting. Yeah.
Oh.
So you have Amazon Pay, right? I think that's their platform.
Mhm.
And now you have Venmo, and then you can also use any credit or debit card. But super interesting that they're adding Venmo to the list so quickly.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool. So that's coming 2022. They don't have an exact date yet, but just check Seller Central. They'll definitely make an announcement there. But keep an eye out for that. So they'll be having Venmo soon. Super cool. I use Venmo for everything. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
I think
I use it a lot. Yep.
Yeah, I love it. It's easiest to split brunch that way sometimes.
Yeah, there you go.
And yes, it is.
And then another news article is there's an Amazon briefing, the high cost of free returns. So as you all know, you might know this already, but it started on October 26th. For all Amazon sellers who sell fashion products, which that includes, clothing, shoes, jewelry. They have to offer free returns to customers, plus foot the cost of those returns.
Ouch.
So
Ooh.
Amazon will no longer be footing the cost of the returns for fashion items, which stinks because sometimes you'll have people who order something in multiple sizes and, they'll end up returning one of them. So I think that's why they're starting with the clothing and fashion products. What do you guys think? I feel like that's probably the main reason why.
Yeah, I'm thinking too. But I'm also wondering, so does that mean that it's going to be, if the vendor has to pay, does that mean that the vendor then gets to make the decision of whether a return qualifies? Or it just depends on what they said as the return guidelines up front? How does that work?
So I think it's let's see here.
Or like if it's FBA where Amazon is handling the customer service, really it's
That's
up
the
to
same.
Amazon, right?
Yeah, this is only for merchant, it looks like. So
Yeah, okay.
yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
So now in the fashion category, Amazon is making a requirement for doing business. And it looks like this 180 comes at a moment in which return rates and shipping rates are skyrocketing right now. If any of
Of
our
course.
merchant, if any of our MFN sellers out there have noticed, holiday season, gotta love it. So they'll probably be higher for FBM sellers. And then, for FBA sellers, they charge, the series of small fees, but not always for the full cost of shipping. So it's a little bit different between MFN and FBA. So I think they're trying to get people to move more to FBA versus merchant, which we talked about in Kim's Corner. The pros and cons of selling
Right.
the pros and cons of selling merchant. Makes sense for really big, large items. makes a little less sense for smaller items unless it's, private label, if you have your own item and that's how you have your
That's a
business
good point of bringing up private label too. Yeah. I know a lot of people who have private label business. Yeah, that works better for them. So, you know what I always found odd too? We were talking about returns. Have you guys ever bought anything on Amazon and then went through the return process and they refund your money, but they tell you, Dan, don't worry about sending it back?
all the
Yeah,
time.
I've had that
Yeah.
happen.
And I
Yeah.
always, and I know it happens and I understand why, because the return cost is not really worth it to them. But I'm still always shocked when that happens. It's just,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting away with something, even if something truly just doesn't fit or I just didn't like it. And I'm ready to send it back. And they say, no, that's all right. We'll give your money back and you just keep it.
It's kind of crazy to me when that happens.
It
It's
is
like,
crazy.
what? No, I've got it right here. I'll send it back.
Yeah, I'll
No,
send it
just
back. It's
keep
not a
it.
big deal. I'll just bring it to UPS. I don't even have to put it in a box, Like,
Imagine if Costco did that, because with Costco, all you need is your receipt and you can return it for till the end of time.
there's no limit on the
There's
on the
no limit.
return?
As long as you have your receipt, you can march right in and be like, I don't like this, and they'll give you a return.
Wow.
Wow.
I haven't shopped in Costco in so long. I forgot but yeah, they're pretty.
I don't
easy
have
in
one
their
anywhere near
returns.
me. So I've been in one many times, but I haven't actually, I just don't have one near me. So
You have a Sam's Club?
we have a BJ's wholesale warehouse.
Ooh, I've
And
never
I
heard of
think
that.
it's the same thing. It's practically, it's just like Sam's. They're like direct competitors, I think. I don't think the same company owns them. So yeah.
No,
But
Sam's Club is owned by Walmart. So
right. And then I don't know about BJ's, but I mean, I have a lot of fun going in those stores, but there are very few things I need in bulk. So I don't,
not
I
even
stopped.
detergent,
Yeah,
laundry,
right.
detergent, things that you'll
But
always
here's the
need.
thing. Now that Christmas is coming, there's a part of me that's like, oh, maybe I should. Maybe I need to get a membership and go in there and see what there is. It's a terrible
I love
idea. But
Costco. I love Costco so much.
Costco is pretty great.
They even have this weird private label where people are really, so I don't know how much you know about Lululemon, the the really expensive yoga pants, right? So Costco actually sells their own private label of the same exact leggings. I can't remember what the name of the brand is. I'm wearing them right now, but
Kirkland? Isn't there a brand Kirkland or something?
that's their brand, but they have their own, they have their own products.
Brand.
They have their own label, titles for them. But super comfortable, That's why I like Costco, because they kind of have they kind of have products like that. And you wouldn't really think about, I'm gonna go to Costco and buy some clothes. You wouldn't really think about that because you don't have to buy them.
Until you get there though, and then you see them. Yeah. I mean, and especially like the leggings game. I feel like every retailer now makes their own buttery soft leggings. Even Walmart.
They do.
I mean, sure, they're not going to last that long, but they're also $7. So,
but the Lululemon people are like, we don't like that.
Not bad.
we paid like $100 for the same leggings with a different logo on it. It's like, oh yeah.
Oh, real quick, I wanted to address Julia's question about inventory valuation. Yeah, that should show up on your unlisted. Will show up with the little tag like here. This will be your active, your FBA or MFN, and then unlisted will have another tag, so it should be there. This is in our test account and it's working. It's a live account. So if you're not seeing those, open up a ticket to support. You can just go right here and click on the support button and open up a ticket, and they can look into why that's not showing up. Same for that error message that I see mentioned. Open up a ticket to support and they can dive in. We don't have the capability here in OpenLab to look at specific situations, but it should be there. So
yeah. There was another good question. Do we have time for one more?
Oh yeah, whatever.
It was a little while back from Tiffany. She was wondering if there's a staff member who can show her how InventoryLab works. She's lost, but she's new. So is there something that we can do for Tiffany, Jeff?
Yeah, just reach out to support@inventorylab.com, and then we can help you out with that as well. Even if it involved a screen share, we do one-on-one sometimes where we can help you and walk you through different things as far as the processes. It's not really for troubleshooting, but we can set up a one-on-one and we can go over the different parts of the application that may not be making sense to you at the moment and show you how everything works. So yeah, I'd be glad to do that.
Okay. And it looks like we're getting some more comments that IL might be down.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
okay.
looking at the chat with the CCs. It looks like it is down currently.
Okay.
So as soon as I'm done here, I'm gonna crack my knuckles.
Jump back in.
Jump right
But
in.
we are aware of it,
Yeah.
at least. The right
Yeah.
people are aware.
Yes.
Yep, they're
Thank you
talking
for
to the
reaching out.
developers right now, it looks like.
Right,
So,
right.
yep,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's a system-wide, looks like. So
Yeah, it looks like
we're
it's
working on it.
system-wide. Sorry,
Okay.
folks. Yeah.
Yeah, they are working on it. So hopefully it won't be down too long.
Yeah.
And if you're watching this on a replay, hopefully it's over by then.
I hope
So
so.
this may not
so.
apply. So yeah.
I hope so.
Oh, let's see what else we got for news.
Let's see.
You're gonna end our segment, so take as much time as you want.
Okay.
Up till the swag giveaway, that is. So,
Right.
don't want to miss that.
That's what everybody's here for. There is the new Amazon did make some changes to their small and light requirements. Let's take a look here.
No, I had it. There we go. Yeah.
It's in Seller Central, yeah. Oof, my computer is being really funky right now. So this also effective October 29th. It's to make it easier for your products to qualify for the FBA Small and Light program. They're no longer requiring a minimum sales velocity for your ASINs. So they no longer require a minimum number of units per ASIN for each shipment to fulfillment centers. Jeff, do you want to expand on that?
Yeah, the small and light, one thing is just really, obviously, as the title suggests, small items weighing a few ounces or so, and they're usually like commingled items, but you send those in and you get special rates on your shipping to Amazon and also fulfillment rates. And it's nice that they've changed the qualification so you can get some newer items in there and they don't require that minimum sales velocity. So that's good, or the number of units. So that's going to open it up to a lot more products. But we've got a link here that's scrolling across. So if you go to inventorylab.link/small and light, it'll take you to this page in Seller Central. And then if you click on the FBA Small and Light link that they have posted, it goes into the eligible items and how to enroll in it, and walks you through the fees. And so the fulfillment fees are a lot less than regular items. So for those lower cost items, it makes sense, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So I think that's what we have for news.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's figure out who gets some swag. We're going to be switching up swag a little bit pretty soon, so there may be a delay in getting your swag boxes out, but because we're waiting for some new products to come in.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, we're kind of changing it up
Nice.
for the season, I guess you could say. And while we're figuring out who's winning what, I did want to note that we are on a 2-week schedule for OpenLab, but in 2 weeks, that's Thanksgiving. So obviously we're not going to have an OpenLab that day. And then our next one will be on December 9th. And then we'll have one on The 23rd, probably. It's right before Christmas weekend, so why not? And then
Let's do it. It would be.
Yeah.
We'll do a fun holiday edition.
yeah, we'll do a holiday edition
Yeah, we'll have fun.
of OpenLab.
Yeah.
There you go. So yeah, just in 2 weeks, you're not going to see an OpenLab. It'll be in 4 weeks actually that we'll have the next one. So
Could do one on Thanksgiving. They can just watch us all like eat turkey.
yeah,
Just hang out with us while we sit with our families.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't think you'll want to be around my family.
I don't think you want to be around mine either. I love them, but yeah.
Yep,
And
I love them too, but
And we'll be closed. Obviously, support will be closed for part of that weekend for Thanksgiving, the day
Right,
after, I
right.
think, right? But then open
yep.
again on the weekend. Yeah,
we should be open again on Saturday.
yeah.
Okay, so closed on Thursday and Friday. Thursday, Thanksgiving, and then Friday, Black Friday. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So let me get ready for I don't want to miss my sound
roll,
effects this time.
please.
Yeah. Drum roll. Okay. Andrea, here goes.
All right. Swag bag winner number 1.
Crystal.
Crystal.
Hey.
Velasquez. Congratulations, Crystal.
Congrats, Crystal.
So remember to reach out to us at support@inventorylab.com with a good mailing address and your name where we can send your swag to. So
Yeah.
congratulations. Pretty cool swag
Awesome.
bags. What are we going to have? Do you know exactly what we're going to have in the new ones yet, Jeff? Or
No, not yet. We're getting some winter themed things. So
Fun.
got to change it with
trying
the
to decide.
seasons.
Yeah, and there'll be some
Nice.
usual stuff like, the Scotty peelers. Got to have those.
Of course.
I still have the flapjacks here, and a drink container of some kind.
Awesome.
But, yeah. All right.
So again, support@inventorylab.com. Send us your contact info and we'll get you set up with your swag. On to the next one.
Go Farm Sugar Boygan.
The next winner is Faisal Sadiq.
Yay.
Yay, Faisal.
Congratulations.
Faisal. So again, we'll get you a swag bag on the way as soon as we get our new winter theme stuff in. So keep an eye out. Send us your best mailing address along with your name, and we'll get that sent out to you. So congratulations, Faisal.
Yeah, congrats.
We ready for the last one?
We
Yeah,
are.
the big grand
big one.
Do
prize
it.
here.
The big one.
All right.
The $50 Amazon gift card goes to Arthur C.
Arthur, congrats.
Arthur C. Congratulations. Yeah.
See, you guys, just for watching us, you get
Yeah.
stuff. You can't beat that.
Yeah.
You get information and you get fun stuff.
Yeah.
Can't beat that, right?
Witty banter. Don't forget the witty banter.
And the witty banter from Sheboygan.
That's
From
right.
all the
From
way from
Sheboygan.
It doesn't get any better.
Yeah. All the way from here. I don't think this qualifies as up north. We have a word here for up north. You go up north.
Up north.
Anywhere above pretty much like Green Bay, I'd say. Anywhere above Green Bay counts as up north.
Boo.
Yeah, I don't want to talk.
I'm a Bears fan, people, so
I don't want to talk
it's like a knee-jerk reaction. Can't even help it.
They used to have
I'm
this
sure
show on
everyone in Green
TV
Bay is lovely.
called The Great White North with Bob and Ted McKenzie.
I love the McKenzie brothers.
Oh, man. That was so
I've
awesome.
never heard anyone else. See, Jeff, this is why. This is you
Yep.
see? Yeah.
Roadhouse, Great White North. Yep.
That's right. I must have watched that on VHS 100 times.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I lost
I
track.
still watch it every now and then. I find
So
some
great.
YouTube clips. So. Well, from
so
Sheboygan and from Tulsa and from
And from upstate
somewhere
New York.
upstate
I never
New York.
say the town name because no one
Yeah,
knows. What's the point? But it is.
but it's a beautiful
upstate,
area.
upstate.
Been there.
It is a
so
beautiful
it's
area.
Gorgeous.
It's not Westchester. It's really upstate. So
Oh, okay.
And any questions we didn't get to today, shoot us an email, or a message right at support@inventorylab.com. I know we weren't able to get to everybody today, but yeah, just send us an email and we're always more than happy to help. We have we have support 7 days a week. So
absolutely live chat Monday through Friday. And and we're working on the issues, guys. So hopefully everything will be back up and running soon.
Yeah.
We appreciate your patience.
Gonna go do that right now.
All right.
I love being a customer champion. That's the best part. Taking care of I just love helping people.
And where are you again?
I'm in Sheboygan.
Yeah.
Vegas, baby.
There you go, Vegas. All right, everybody. See you next time.
All right.
Bye. Everyone.